So here we got squat day. So I decided to get into some Zercher squats. As painful as they are, for some reason I love doing these. The other week I think I worked up to like 507 for a triple. So I just wanted to work a little heavier. Just keep working these. I was hitting mostly sets of like 5. So started light, just built up. Ended up hitting 530 by 5, which I don't know if that's a PR. It's probably close to, especially without a belt. I think maybe I've done like 500 by 8 or something like that, but with a belt. But in either event, it's nearing a PR, somewhere up there. But a lot of people have kind of asked me how you deal with the pain on these. So the key is to kind of just get tight before you actually get under the bar, and then get the bar as deep into your elbow as you can. You're not like trying to actively flex your biceps or anything like that. You're really just trying to hold the bar as tight as you can to your body. You're trying to get your upper body as tight as you can before you descend and before you even lift the bar out of the rack. So it does take a bit of getting used to. I've been doing these for a long time. I've been doing these probably since before I was even like a 600-pound squatter. So when I was kind of building up my, tolerance to them, I was only hitting like, high 200s, low 300 pounds on these. So it wasn't as crazy painful as it is now. But, luckily since I built up that tolerance earlier on, it's a lot easier to handle this type of weight now, now that I'm further down the road. But they're not as bad as they look or as bad as people say they are. They don't really affect your biceps at all. Where I feel most of the pain is actually my forearm, because that's really kind of what it's pushing into. Your bicep, if anything, is kind of sitting on top of the bar, so it's not really affected unless you were to start trying to like kind of curl your arm, which is why you really want to keep everything, your upper body, steady and tight without really flexing anything. But that, and it kind of stretches your knees a little bit, but no more than like a front squat would or anything like that. So they're not as bad as they look. I know I saw a lot of people just talking shit or whatever on Instagram, but they're not as bad as they look. If anybody feels like doing them, just start light. It's really not as big a deal as people make it seem. Also, I usually just try to keep something in my elbow, like either a sleeve or a long sleeve t-shirt or something like that, just so it doesn't, rip up the skin or anything like that. What's up, everyone? Kevin Oak here. Just getting into deadlifts, sumos. I was just doing a little hook grip again this week, as I've been trying to just kind of inch it up a little each week. So last week I think I got up to about 315, 320 pounds or so. So this week the plan of attack was to move it up to about 365 pounds. So one of the main issues I've been having with the hook grip is simply I can't really get my thumb fully around while I have a straight arm kind of going into the bar, just because my forearms are extremely tight. So as the weight gets heavier, it's like I can't get the hook as tight as I need it to be, so it's starting to slip on me. That, and it's like I can't get my thumb and my pinky around at the same time just because of the forearm tightness. So in this workout, I tried to get up to 365. I was really trying to work the thumb all the way around and try to get at least 2-3 fingers around it just to get a solid hook, and just kind of kept slipping out my fingers. I attempted it twice and just could barely get it to break ground, but just couldn't get it moving. It's pretty frustrating, but I'll keep working at it. You can kind of see here where it's like my arms just aren't getting fully straight with the bar, so it's like that also is causing me kind of my shoulders a little too forward, which is another just kind of terrible cue for the start of a deadlift. You really want your shoulders back and your lats tight when you're initiating the pull, just to have a more efficient technique and to move it more efficiently, and also not put your lower back at risk. So as you can see there, it's like I'm also having issues just fully locking out because I'm starting with my shoulders so forward. So it's a lot of issues with it right now. That's kind of how anything goes when you start trying to do something new. And as you can see here, it's like I'm just trying to work that thumb around as far as I can get it. But it's like my arms are still bent, so definitely having some issues with the hook grip. Yeah, as you can see there, it's like I'm pulling into the bar as hard as I can, but it just won't budge because I just don't have a solid enough hook around it. So just something to work on. I've definitely been working on trying to get my form just a little looser so I can do these things. After I missed the 365 twice, I just went to double overhand, which is a lot easier for me grip-wise. As you can see, I just worked up to like a heavy-ish single. Obviously, it's not max just because you're doing double over. I'd be much stronger with an alternative grip, but just worked up to right here, the 562 for a single. Then moved on to good mornings. So wanting to get into some good mornings just because I'm really trying to hit hamstring small angles as well as lower back. So this particularly is a movement that is really difficult for me, although it probably shouldn't be, but I have extremely tight hamstrings, extremely tight lower back, extremely tight glutes. So bending over this way is extremely difficult. As easy as it seems or whatever, it's not an easy movement for me, so it's something I definitely plan on doing as often as I can. I do have a tendency not to be able to recover from these type of exercises as quickly as others. Like I can squat probably twice, maybe 3 times a week if I felt like it. Whereas with things like stiff leg deadlifts, good mornings, things where I'm working hamstrings to the extreme, it usually takes me at least a week to 10 days to recover from them. So I'll probably try to work these into the rotation every 10 days or so. But as you can see here, mainly just focus on kind of sticking your hips back and kind of getting a nice stretch with the hamstring as far as you can get. With the SSB, it becomes very difficult just to kind of keep the bar on top of your shoulders as you're going down because it gets to a point where it feels like it'll slip over your head. So you just get as low as you can. It's not really like a stiff leg or anything like that where you're trying to bend down and touch your toes, but you're just trying to get as far a stretch as you can with your hamstrings while keeping your back, your latch, your lower back, your mid back, everything tight and engaged.